In a world drowning in noise, where every moment is filled with chatter, notifications, and the relentless demand to respond, the value of silence has become a forgotten art. But what if the quiet moments we often overlook were actually the loudest of all? What if, in the spaces where we choose not to speak, we find the greatest strength and wisdom? Silence is far more than the absence of sound. It is a force, a deliberate, profound choice that can transform how we live, connect, and grow. As C.S. Lewis once wrote, "Silence, far from being a void, can be the place where great things begin." This quote holds a deeper truth. When we embrace silence, we create room for clarity, understanding, and growth that cannot exist in the clutter of endless noise. Throughout history, the wisest minds have celebrated the power of silence. From the disciplined teachings of Stoicism to the enduring wisdom of the Bible, silence is seen as a shield, a refuge, and a weapon for those who seek wisdom and inner peace. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, put it simply: "Be silent for the most part, or if you speak, say only what is necessary and in few words." Silence is not just an act of withholding words, but a statement of power, self-control, and profound insight. But how does this apply to you in today's fast-paced, hyper-connected world? What difference can silence make in your life? Imagine a heated argument diffused by a calm pause instead of harsh words. Picture a moment of overwhelming anger replaced with thoughtful quiet. Envision handling criticism, jealousy, or even grief with grace and dignity, all because of the strength of your silence. In this video, we will uncover 10 transformative situations where silence can be your most powerful ally. From navigating unfair criticism to overcoming overwhelming emotions, each situation is a chance to explore how choosing quiet over noise can lead to growth, peace, and success. These lessons are inspired by the timeless teachings of Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and even biblical wisdom, all of which underscore the profound impact of measured silence. So, are you ready to take a journey into the art of silence? Are you prepared to challenge the norm, step back from the noise, and discover the wisdom that lies in restraint? By the end of this video, you'll not only see silence differently, but also understand how it can transform your relationships, strengthen your character, and guide you toward a more peaceful and purposeful life. Let's explore the transformative power of silence together, because sometimes saying nothing speaks louder than words. Confronting jealousy. Jealousy is a common human emotion, one that often stirs resentment and competition. Whether it's someone else's success, wealth, or talents, jealousy can create unnecessary tension and conflict. However, Stoic philosophy teaches us that silence paired with self-awareness can be a powerful antidote to jealousy, both when we experience it and when we encounter it in others. When facing jealousy directed at us, it's tempting to defend our achievements or justify our success. But Marcus Aurelius offers timeless wisdom. You do not need to defend yourself from the envy of others. Your good deeds will speak for themselves. This insight encourages us to remain calm and grounded, allowing our actions and character to shine without the need for explanation or validation. Imagine a colleague at work who subtly undermines you because they're envious of your accomplishments. They might make snide comments or try to downplay your success in meetings. The immediate reaction might be to confront them or retaliate, but Stoicism advises a different approach. Instead of engaging in conflict, choose silence. This deliberate choice demonstrates confidence and grace, showing that you are secure in your achievements and unaffected by their jealousy. Silence in these moments does not mean passivity. It's a strategic response that protects your peace of mind. Proverbs 14 verse 30 reminds us, "A heart at peace gives life to the body, but envy rots the bones." By refusing to engage with jealousy, you not only maintain your peace, but also model a healthier way of dealing with such emotions. On the other side, when we feel the pangs of jealousy towards someone else, silence becomes a tool for introspection. Jealousy often reveals unmet desires or insecurities within ourselves. Rather than letting it fester, use moments of silence to reflect. What is this emotion teaching me? How can I grow from it? For example, if you find yourself envious of a friend's promotion, ask yourself why. Is it their success that bothers you, or is it a sign that you're unhappy with your own career progress? This quiet reflection can turn jealousy into motivation, helping you focus on your goals rather than comparing yourself to others. Here are practical steps for using silence to confront jealousy, whether you're experiencing it or encountering it from others. 1. Pause and reflect. Before reacting, take a moment to breathe and assess the situation. Silence creates space for thoughtful responses instead of impulsive reactions. 2. Focus on your values. Remind yourself that your worth is not tied to external achievements or others' opinions. Stay grounded in your principles and goals. 3. Avoid engagement. If jealousy is directed at you, don't fuel it by defending yourself or retaliating. Let your actions and integrity speak louder than words. 4. Practice gratitude. When jealousy arises within you, shift your focus to the blessings in your own life. Gratitude is a powerful remedy for envy. 5. Use the success of others as motivation to work toward your own goals rather than dwelling on comparisons. The story of a young entrepreneur offers a valuable lesson. Despite achieving great success at a young age, she faced constant criticism and jealousy from peers who questioned her abilities. Instead of responding to the negativity, she focused on her work, letting her results speak for themselves. Over time, her consistent achievements silenced the critics and earned widespread respect. Her example illustrates the power of silent confidence in overcoming jealousy. Epictetus reminds us, don't explain your philosophy, embody it. By staying silent in the face of jealousy, you embody confidence and self-assurance, demonstrating that external validation is unnecessary when you live with integrity. Finally, remember that jealousy, whether felt or directed at you, is fleeting. By embracing silence, you rise above the noise, protecting your peace and channeling your energy into growth and success. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Let your thoughts and actions reflect the person you aspire to be, not someone reacting to envy. When jealousy appears, choose silence. Let it guide you toward understanding, patience, and strength. By doing so, you'll transform jealousy from a source of conflict into an opportunity for personal growth and wisdom. Overwhelming emotions. Emotions are a natural and essential part of being human. They color our experiences and give depth to our lives. However, when emotions become overwhelming, they can cloud our judgment and lead us astray. In such moments, silence offers a sanctuary, a place to pause, reflect, and regain control. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of mastering our emotions rather than being controlled by them. Marcus Aurelius wisely wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This principle reminds us that while we cannot always prevent emotional upheaval, we can choose how to respond to it. Imagine a situation where you've just received shocking or upsetting news. Your initial instinct might be to react impulsively, to lash out, cry uncontrollably, or make a rash decision. But by choosing silence, you create space to process the emotion without letting it dictate your actions. This pause allows you to approach the situation with clarity and wisdom. The Bible reinforces this wisdom in Proverbs 16:32. "Whoever is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he who rules his spirit than he who takes a city." Silence, in the face of overwhelming emotions, is an act of strength and self-discipline. It enables you to navigate your feelings without being overwhelmed by them. Consider the story of a leader managing a crisis that threatens to unravel their team. Faced with mounting pressure, they could easily succumb to frustration or panic. Instead, they choose silence, taking a step back to reflect before addressing the situation. This measured response not only calms their own emotions, but also reassures their team, fostering a sense of stability and trust. When emotions feel overpowering, silence can help you regain balance. Here are practical steps to harness the power of silence during emotionally charged moments. 1. Pause and breathe. When emotions rise, take a deep breath and count to 10. This simple act helps calm your nervous system and prevents impulsive reactions. 2. Acknowledge the emotion. Recognize what you're feeling without judgment. Naming the emotion, whether it's anger, sadness, or fear, helps you process it more effectively. 3. Choose silence over reaction. Resist the urge to immediately respond or act. Silence gives you time to assess the situation and decide on the best course of action. 4. Reflect and reframe. Use the quiet moment to understand why you're feeling this way, what triggered the emotion, and how can you respond constructively. 5. Focus on what you can control. Shift your attention to the aspects of the situation within your control, letting go of what you cannot change. C.S. Lewis offers profound insight into the relationship between emotions and reflection. He wrote, "Feelings and feelings and feelings. Let me try thinking instead." Silence creates the space for thinking, for understanding the source of your emotions and choosing a thoughtful response. Silence is not about suppressing emotions or pretending they don't exist. It's about creating a safe space to process them. Overwhelming emotions often demand immediate expression, but silence teaches us the value of patience. It allows us to respond, not from a place of chaos, but from a place of clarity. In moments of overwhelming joy, silence can help us savor the experience fully, grounding us in gratitude. In moments of deep sorrow, silence provides a haven for healing, allowing us to confront our pain without distraction. And in moments of intense anger or frustration, silence shields us from the regret of rash decisions. Epictetus reminds us, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Silence gives us the power to choose our reaction, transforming overwhelming emotions into opportunities for growth and understanding. The next time you find yourself swept away by strong emotions, pause, breathe, choose silence. Let it guide you toward reflection and intentional action. In doing so, you'll discover that silence is not just an absence of words. It's a powerful tool for navigating life's most challenging moments with grace and wisdom. By mastering the art of silence in the face of overwhelming emotions, you build resilience, deepen your self-awareness, and cultivate inner peace. Let your silence speak of strength, clarity, and wisdom, reminding you that even in the stormiest of times, you have the power to find calm within. Facing injustice. Injustice is an unavoidable part of life. It takes many forms: inequity, unfair treatment, and blatant wrongdoing, and often provokes anger and frustration. Yet, in moments of injustice, Stoic philosophy offers an unexpected and powerful approach: silence. Silence does not mean passive acceptance of wrongdoing. Instead, it is a disciplined and strategic response that allows us to act with clarity and purpose rather than being consumed by reactive emotions. Marcus Aurelius advises, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." This wisdom teaches us that how we respond to injustice defines our character more than the injustice itself. Imagine a workplace scenario where you're passed over for a promotion that you rightfully earned, while someone less qualified is chosen due to favoritism. Your immediate reaction might be to confront the decision maker in anger or publicly voice your dissatisfaction. But what if you chose silence instead? This silence is not surrender. It's a moment to process, reflect, and plan a measured response that aligns with your values and long-term goals. Nelson Mandela's life exemplifies the power of silence in the face of injustice. During his 27 years of imprisonment, Mandela endured extreme racial oppression and harsh conditions, yet he chose to channel his pain into reflection and strategy, emerging as a beacon of peace and reconciliation. His silence was not weakness, but a deliberate act of strength, allowing him to transform personal suffering into a catalyst for national healing. Injustice often provokes us to react impulsively, driven by anger or the desire for immediate vindication. But as Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Choosing silence gives us the time and space to evaluate the situation, control our emotions, and respond in a way that reflects our inner strength. The Bible offers a similar perspective on injustice. In Romans 12:19, we are told, "Do not take revenge, my dear friends, but leave room for God's wrath. For it is written, 'It is mine to avenge, I will repay,' says the Lord." This teaching encourages us to trust that justice, whether human or divine, will prevail in time. By choosing silence, we place our trust in the process rather than in our immediate reactions. When facing injustice, consider these practical steps inspired by Stoic philosophy and biblical wisdom. 1. Pause and reflect. Before reacting, take time to process the situation. Silence allows you to avoid impulsive responses and gain clarity. 2. Assess what you can control. Focus on your actions and mindset rather than the behavior of others. This shift empowers you to act with intention rather than frustration. 3. Plan a strategic response. Use your silence to formulate a thoughtful, constructive way to address the injustice. This might include documenting the situation, seeking counsel, or taking measured steps toward resolution. 4. Embrace inner peace. Remind yourself that external circumstances do not define your worth or integrity. Maintaining your composure is an act of resistance against injustice. 5. Lead by example. Demonstrate the values you wish to see in the world. As Epictetus said, don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Nelson Mandela's ability to endure injustice with grace and purpose highlights an important Stoic principle. Silence can be a tool for transformation. By refraining from reactive outbursts, he preserved his energy and focus for the greater goal of unity and reconciliation. This approach doesn't mean ignoring or accepting injustice. It means addressing it from a place of strength and clarity. Consider a community leader who faces public criticism for advocating controversial but necessary changes. Instead of responding to every accusation, they focus on their mission, letting their actions and results speak louder than words. This is the essence of Stoic silence, using it to maintain focus on what truly matters while leaving distractions behind. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, the object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane. Facing injustice with silence allows you to step outside the chaos, act with purpose, and remain true to your principles. Injustice is never easy to endure, but silence gives you the power to rise above it. It protects your peace, strengthens your resolve, and creates a foundation for meaningful action. The next time you encounter unfairness, remember this: silence is not submission, it's preparation. It's a way to channel your energy into thoughtful, impactful responses that uphold your dignity and align with your values. By embracing silence in the face of injustice, you transform yourself from a victim to a person of strength and resilience. Let your actions, not your words, be your greatest statement. As Mandela, Marcus Aurelius, and countless others have shown, silence is often the most powerful and courageous response to life's injustices. It allows you to act not out of anger, but out of wisdom, shaping a better future for yourself and others. Responding to insults. Insults can feel like personal attacks, striking at our pride and provoking immediate retaliation. But responding to insults often escalates the conflict, leaving us emotionally drained and sometimes regretful of our words. Stoic philosophy offers a better approach: silence. When insulted, the natural reaction is to defend ourselves, to lash out with words or actions that match the offense. Yet Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, reminds us, if someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation. This profound insight reveals a key truth. The power of an insult lies not in the words themselves, but in how we choose to interpret and respond to them. Imagine someone mocking your ideas during a meeting or questioning your abilities in front of others. The sting of such an insult might compel you to snap back, but what if you chose silence instead? This deliberate pause is not a sign of weakness, it's an act of strength. By refusing to engage, you rob the insult of its power and demonstrate emotional mastery. The Bible echoes this wisdom in Proverbs 19:11. A person's wisdom yields patience. It is to one's glory to overlook an offense. Choosing silence allows you to rise above petty provocations, maintaining your dignity and peace of mind. Consider Mahatma Gandhi, who faced relentless insults and attacks during his fight for India's independence. Rather than retaliating, Gandhi practiced ahimsa, or nonviolence, which included refraining from verbal or physical retaliation. His silence disarmed his opponents and inspired millions. Gandhi's response to insults showed that silence, coupled with grace, can be a powerful force for change. Silence in the face of insults also shifts the dynamic of the interaction. It forces the insulter to confront their own words, often making their hostility seem petty or unjustified. Marcus Aurelius offers timeless advice on this. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. By staying calm and silent, you reflect a strength that transcends the momentary sting of the insult. When confronted with insults, consider these practical steps grounded in Stoic principles. 1. Pause and breathe. Take a moment to collect yourself before reacting. A deep breath can help you maintain composure and clarity. 2. Detach emotionally. Remind yourself that the insult reflects more about the insulter's character than your own. Refuse to internalize their words. 3. Choose silence. A calm, silent response disarms the situation and prevents further escalation. 4. Reframe the insult. Use the moment as an opportunity to practice self-control and grow stronger in your emotional resilience. 5. Focus on your values. Let your actions and character speak for themselves. A well-lived life is the best response to any insult. The story of a teacher wrongly accused by a student highlights the power of silence. Rather than reacting defensively, the teacher calmly continued her work, trusting her integrity to speak for her. Over time, the truth emerged, and the student's accusations lost credibility. This example shows that silence can be a shield, protecting you from the fallout of unnecessary conflict. The Bible also reminds us in James 1:19, everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Silence aligns us with these principles, creating space for understanding and wisdom even in challenging moments. When you respond to insults with silence, you create an opportunity for self-reflection and personal growth. You demonstrate that your self-worth is not dictated by others' opinions, but is rooted in your values and character. Over time, this approach not only protects your peace, but also earns the respect of those around you. The next time someone insults you, remember, silence is not defeat, it's power. By refusing to engage, you rise above the conflict and show that your strength lies in restraint, not retaliation. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Let your silence reflect your inner strength, turning insults into opportunities for growth and wisdom. In the end, it's not the insult that defines you, but how you choose to respond. And sometimes the most profound response is no response at all. Handling false rumors. Rumors are like wildfire. They spread quickly, fueled by speculation and emotion. Few things can damage a person's reputation or peace of mind as easily as false accusations. Yet Stoic philosophy teaches us that the best response to rumors is not to fight them with words, but to let silence and truth stand as your defense. False rumors are frustrating because they feel unjust and out of our control. However, as Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When rumors arise, the one thing we can control is our reaction to them. Rather than engaging in futile arguments to defend ourselves, we can choose silence as a powerful act of self-confidence and restraint. Consider the story of a teacher in a small town who was falsely accused of misconduct. As whispers spread through the community, the teacher chose not to engage in the rumor mill. Instead, she relied on her integrity and commitment to her work. Over time, as no evidence emerged to support the claims, the rumors faded. Her silence was not a sign of surrender, but a strategic decision that allowed her character to shine through without stooping to the level of her detractors. The Bible offers similar wisdom on dealing with falsehoods. Proverbs 26:20 says, "Without wood a fire goes out, without a gossip a quarrel dies down." By refusing to add fuel to the fire, you allow the truth to emerge naturally without being drawn into unnecessary conflict. In some cases, remaining silent in the face of false rumors may feel counterintuitive. There's a strong temptation to defend yourself, to explain your side of the story. But engaging directly with rumors often gives them more weight and attention. Epictetus advised, "If someone speaks badly of you, live so that none will believe it." This timeless principle highlights the power of living with integrity. Over time, your actions will speak louder than any words, dismantling falsehoods with the undeniable truth of your character. For example, a community leader advocating for environmental preservation faced baseless accusations of financial gain. Instead of addressing each rumor, she continued her work with unwavering dedication. Her silence and consistent actions eventually revealed the truth, earning her widespread respect. This approach mirrors the Stoic idea that focusing on what you can control, your actions and character, builds a reputation that no false rumor can dismantle. When handling false rumors, consider these practical steps inspired by Stoic wisdom. 1. Pause and stay calm. Resist the urge to react immediately. Take time to process the situation and avoid impulsive responses that could escalate the issue. 2. Focus on your actions. Continue to live with integrity. Your consistent behavior and commitment to your values will ultimately counter any false accusations. 3. Avoid feeding the rumors. Addressing rumors directly can often add credibility to them. Instead, let your silence show confidence in the truth. 4. Seek support if necessary. In cases where rumors escalate to harm your reputation or safety, seek help from trusted allies or legal channels. 5. Keep perspective. Remember that false rumors reflect more on the person spreading them than on you. Focus on maintaining your peace and clarity of mind. This principle is beautifully illustrated in Marcus Aurelius' advice. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Silence in the face of falsehoods not only preserves your dignity, but also prevents you from sinking to the level of those spreading the rumors. Choosing silence doesn't mean you accept or agree with the falsehoods. It means you trust the truth to prevail. It's a profound demonstration of strength, showing that you are not easily shaken by external noise. Over time, as the rumors fade, people will recognize the integrity and authenticity of your character. So the next time you hear whispers of false accusations, pause, breathe, choose silence. Let your actions be the loudest voice in the room. As Proverbs 17:28 reminds us, even fools are thought wise if they keep silent, and discerning if they hold their tongues. By embracing this approach, you'll not only protect your peace, but also grow stronger in your resolve and reputation. Let your silence be a testament to your wisdom and strength, proving that truth needs no defense beyond the quiet assurance of your character. Coping with loss. Loss is one of life's most profound and painful experiences. Whether it's the death of a loved one, the end of a cherished relationship, or the collapse of a dream, loss leaves us with an emptiness that words often fail to fill. In such moments, silence becomes not just a refuge, but a pathway to healing. Stoic philosophy offers timeless wisdom for coping with loss. Seneca, a renowned Stoic thinker, reminds us the day which we fear as our last is but the birthday of eternity. This perspective reframes loss as a transition rather than an end, helping us find meaning even in moments of grief. Silence, in this context, becomes a tool for reflection, allowing us to process our emotions without the noise of external distractions. C.S. Lewis, in his deeply personal work, A Grief Observed, wrote about the pain of losing his wife. "The pain I feel now is the happiness I had before. That's the deal." This profound insight teaches us that the depth of our grief is a reflection of the love and joy we once experienced. By sitting with our sorrow in silence, we honor those memories and begin the slow journey toward healing. Imagine the moment after receiving devastating news, the loss of a job, the passing of a loved one, or the end of a relationship. The initial impulse might be to seek distractions, to fill the void with noise and activity. But silence invites us to confront our feelings, to sit with our pain, and to explore its depths. This deliberate quiet is not avoidance but acceptance, creating space for genuine healing. The Bible offers comfort in such times, encouraging us to find solace in silence and trust in divine wisdom. Ecclesiastes 3:7 reminds us there is a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be silent and a time to speak. In moments of loss, choosing silence allows us to embrace the natural ebb and flow of grief without rushing the process. Nelson Mandela's life offers a powerful example of coping with loss through reflection and silence. After decades of imprisonment, Mandela emerged not as a man consumed by bitterness, but as a leader dedicated to reconciliation and unity. He used his years of isolation to reflect deeply on his purpose and transform his pain into strength. His silence was not a retreat, but a preparation for profound action. If you're navigating loss, consider these practical steps grounded in Stoic principles and reflective silence. 1. Acknowledge your emotions. Allow yourself to feel the full weight of your grief without judgment. Journaling, prayer, or quiet reflection can help you process these emotions. 2. Find meaning in the pain. Reflect on what the loss has taught you about life, love, and resilience. As Marcus Aurelius said, loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight. 3. Focus on what you can control. You cannot undo the loss, but you can choose how to respond. Seek peace in small, actionable steps, such as reconnecting with loved ones or pursuing meaningful goals. 4. Embrace gratitude. Even in moments of loss, gratitude can bring healing. Reflect on the joy and lessons the person or experience brought into your life. C.S. Lewis's perspective reminds us that pain is often intertwined with love and gratitude. 5. Allow yourself time. Healing from loss is not a linear process. Give yourself the grace to move through it at your own pace. Silence can serve as a sanctuary during this journey, offering clarity and peace. Loss often leaves us with questions. Why did this happen? And what comes next? These questions may not have immediate answers, but silence allows us to sit with them, to ponder without forcing resolution. Over time, this reflective silence can transform grief into wisdom and despair into resilience. As you navigate your own losses, remember the words of Marcus Aurelius: accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart. Let silence be your companion, guiding you toward acceptance and understanding. In the end, silence is not about suppressing grief, but about honoring it. It's a way to embrace the full spectrum of human emotion and to find meaning in life's most challenging moments. By choosing silence in the face of loss, you open the door to healing, growth, and a deeper appreciation for the fragility and beauty of life. Let your silence speak of the love you've known, the lessons you've learned, and the strength you've gained. It's in the quiet that we often find the answers, the peace, and the path forward. Addressing ignorance. Ignorance is a challenge we encounter daily, whether it's someone clinging to outdated beliefs, dismissing facts, or refusing to see another perspective. These situations can frustrate even the most patient among us. However, Stoic philosophy teaches us that responding to ignorance with silence is often the wisest course of action. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not over outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This simple yet profound principle encourages us to focus on what we can control, our own reactions, rather than others' lack of understanding. Silence in these moments is not about surrender, it's about choosing grace over conflict. Consider Galileo, a towering figure in science, who championed the idea of heliocentrism, the notion that the Earth orbits the sun. In a time when geocentric beliefs dominated, Galileo faced fierce opposition and was even condemned for his views. Yet, instead of lashing out or engaging in endless arguments, he often chose silence. He understood that truth does not need loud defense. It endures and prevails on its own. His calm resistance ultimately left a legacy that changed the course of history. When addressing ignorance, silence becomes a powerful tool for maintaining dignity and focus. Engaging in heated debates or trying to force someone to see your perspective can often backfire, escalating conflict and further entrenching the other person's beliefs. Instead, silence signals confidence in your knowledge and a refusal to be dragged into unnecessary quarrels. The Bible echoes this wisdom in Proverbs 7, verse 28. Even a fool is thought wise if he keeps silent, and discerning if he holds his tongue. By choosing silence in the face of ignorance, you demonstrate maturity and self-control, often diffusing tension without a single word. Imagine a workplace scenario where a colleague dismisses your suggestions out of ignorance. You could argue back, raising your voice to prove your point, or you could remain calm and silent, letting the strength of your ideas and actions speak for themselves. Over time, this approach builds respect and often inspires others to reconsider their stance. Stoic principles offer a practical framework for dealing with ignorance effectively. 1. Pause and assess. When faced with ignorance, resist the urge to react immediately. Take a moment to breathe and reflect on whether engagement is worthwhile. 2. Choose silence when words won't help. Recognize that some arguments are unproductive. Silence allows you to conserve your energy for more meaningful interactions. 3. Focus on your actions. As Epictetus advises, don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Let your actions reflect your wisdom and integrity, making a louder statement than words ever could. 4. Understand the source of ignorance. Try to see the situation from the other person's perspective. Ignorance often stems from fear, misinformation, or a lack of exposure to new ideas. Empathy can help you navigate such moments with grace. 5. Maintain inner peace. Remind yourself that ignorance is outside your control. What you can control is your response. Prioritize your mental clarity and emotional balance over proving a point. In moments of frustration, remember the words of C.S. Lewis. Humility is not thinking less of yourself, it's thinking of yourself less. Silence in the face of ignorance reflects a quiet confidence that doesn't need external validation. It shows that you value peace over conflict and wisdom over impulsivity. When we choose silence, we create space for deeper understanding, both of ourselves and others. Sometimes, ignorance cannot be eradicated immediately. However, by modeling patience and composure, you lay the groundwork for change and foster an environment where truth can emerge naturally. Let Galileo's story inspire you. Truth doesn't require constant defense. It stands firm in its own light. And let Marcus Aurelius remind you, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. By addressing ignorance with silence, you rise above the noise, preserving your energy and focus for what truly matters. In the end, silence in the face of ignorance is not just a strategy, it's a statement. It reflects your inner strength, your commitment to wisdom, and your belief in the enduring power of truth. Let your silence speak volumes, showing the world that true understanding needs no loud defense. Responding to anger. Anger is a powerful emotion. It can surge through us like a storm, clouding our judgment and pushing us to say or do things we later regret. But what if, in the midst of anger, we chose silence instead? What if, rather than fueling the flames, we embraced calm and restraint? Stoic philosophy teaches us that anger is not caused by external events, but by our interpretation of those events. Marcus Aurelius, a master of self-control, wrote, "How much more grievous are the consequences of anger than the causes of it." This insight reminds us that anger's aftermath is often far worse than the situation that provoked it. Imagine this scenario. You're at work, and a colleague's mistake has caused a significant delay in your project. Your first instinct might be to confront them in frustration, letting your emotions dictate your response. But what if, instead, you paused, took a breath, and remained silent? That brief moment of restraint can be transformative. It allows you to assess the situation objectively, preventing your emotions from taking over and escalating the conflict. Silence in moments of anger is not a sign of weakness. It is an act of strength and wisdom. The Bible echoes this sentiment in Proverbs 15:1. A soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. Silence creates space for thoughtful responses, offering a chance to diffuse tension rather than magnify it. Nelson Mandela provides a profound example of the power of silence in responding to anger. During his 27 years of imprisonment, Mandela faced relentless injustice and provocation, yet he chose not to respond with rage. Instead, he used his time in silence to reflect, grow, and prepare for a future of reconciliation. His ability to channel his anger into constructive action became a cornerstone of his legacy, demonstrating that silence can be a tool for transformative change. When anger takes hold, our natural response is often impulsive. We lash out with words or actions that we later regret. But Stoicism urges us to pause and ask, what is within my control? Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, reminds us, it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This practice of self-awareness allows us to reclaim our power and choose a response aligned with our values. Here are practical steps to apply silence when anger arises. 1. Pause before reacting. When you feel anger rising, take a moment to breathe deeply. Count to 10 if necessary. This brief pause helps you regain composure and perspective. 2. Shift your perspective. Consider the other person's intentions or point of view. Did they truly mean to upset you, or could it be a misunderstanding? 3. Channel your energy constructively. Redirect your emotions into positive actions. For example, go for a walk, write your thoughts in a journal, or focus on solving the problem calmly. 4. Separate the emotion from the event. Recognize that anger is a natural reaction, but it doesn't have to control you. Reflect on what triggered your anger and whether it's worth your peace of mind. 5. Respond thoughtfully, if at all. If a response is necessary, choose words that reflect your best self, calm, measured, and respectful. Often, a simple acknowledgement or question can shift the tone of the conversation. Choosing silence in moments of anger doesn't mean suppressing your feelings. It means giving yourself the space to process them without letting them dictate your actions. This practice not only preserves your relationships, but also fosters inner peace and emotional resilience. Consider how silence might transform your relationships. For example, a heated argument with a loved one can quickly spiral out of control if both parties respond with anger. But if one person chooses silence, pausing to listen rather than react, they create an opportunity for understanding and reconciliation. As Marcus Aurelius advised, whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself the following question: what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I am about to criticize? In the end, silence in the face of anger is an act of self-control and compassion. It protects you from the destructive consequences of impulsive reactions and allows you to act in alignment with your highest self. As you navigate the inevitable frustrations of daily life, let silence be your sanctuary, a place of calm amidst the chaos. Practice this discipline, and you may find that anger loses its grip on you, replaced by clarity, strength, and peace. So, the next time anger threatens to take over, pause, breathe, embrace the wisdom of silence. You'll discover that the quiet response is often the most powerful and the most profound. Boasting and ego-driven conversations. In the hustle and bustle of modern life, we often find ourselves in conversations that revolve around competition. Who's achieved more, who's earned more, or who's living a seemingly grander life. These ego-driven exchanges can be draining, pulling us into a cycle of comparison and self-validation. But Stoic philosophy offers a powerful alternative: the art of silence. When someone boasts, it can be tempting to respond in kind, to match their achievements with your own, or even outshine them. Yet Marcus Aurelius wisely advises, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. In other words, your value doesn't need to be announced. It is demonstrated through your actions and character. Imagine being at a social gathering where a colleague is loudly sharing stories of their promotions, luxury vacations, and material successes. The room fills with nods of admiration, and you feel the urge to chime in, perhaps to balance the spotlight or highlight your own accomplishments. Instead, you choose silence. You listen attentively, offering a warm smile or a simple nod. By not engaging in the game of one-upmanship, you preserve your energy and dignity. Silence in the face of boasting is not passivity. It is an active choice to rise above the noise. It allows you to remain grounded in your own worth, undistracted by the need for external validation. As Epictetus teaches, it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Choosing silence in such moments demonstrates confidence and self-assurance, traits that often speak louder than words. In ego-driven conversations, silence also serves as a mirror, reflecting the essence of the speaker. By refraining from engaging in boastful exchanges, you create space for the other person's words to reveal their priorities and insecurities. This gives you a clearer understanding of their character without compromising your own. This principle is beautifully echoed in Proverbs 27 verse 2. Let another praise you and not your own mouth, a stranger and not your own lips. True greatness doesn't need to be declared. It is recognized naturally, without the need for self-promotion. Consider the story of a seasoned mentor in a corporate setting. While younger colleagues eagerly share their accolades and climb the ladder of recognition, the mentor quietly focuses on his work and the success of his team. Over time, his calm demeanor and steady achievements garner deep respect from peers and superiors alike. Without uttering a single boast, his influence and reputation grow stronger than those who sought attention through words. When faced with a conversation dominated by boasting, here are practical steps you can take. 1. Pause and reflect. Resist the impulse to respond immediately. Take a moment to assess the situation and your emotions. 2. Acknowledge without engaging. A polite nod or smile can acknowledge the speaker without inviting further boasting. This keeps the conversation light and non-competitive. 3. Shift the focus. Redirect the discussion toward topics of mutual interest or deeper meaning, steering away from ego-driven themes. 4. Stay grounded in your values. Remind yourself that your worth is not tied to external achievements or others' perceptions. 5. Let your actions speak. Focus on living a life of integrity, excellence, and kindness, Over time, these qualities will outshine any boastful words. The beauty of Stoic silence in such situations lies in its ability to foster peace, both within yourself and in your interactions with others. By choosing not to engage in the race for validation, you cultivate a sense of contentment and authenticity that cannot be shaken by external circumstances. Marcus Aurelius encapsulates this idea perfectly. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. When you free yourself from the need to compete or impress, you create space for meaningful connections and inner peace. So the next time you find yourself in the midst of a boastful conversation, remember this: silence is not weakness. It's a powerful statement of self-assurance. By choosing to listen rather than compete, you demonstrate a quiet confidence that speaks volumes. In the end, it is not the loudest voice that commands respect, but the one that acts with humility and grace. Let your silence be a reflection of your inner strength and values, reminding yourself that true success doesn't need to shout, it simply shines. Unfair criticism. Criticism is an inevitable part of life. Whether it's from a boss, a colleague, a friend, or even a stranger, the sting of being unfairly judged can be deeply unsettling. Yet the way we respond to criticism, especially when it's unjust, has the power to define our character and influence our path forward. Unfair criticism can feel like an attack on our very identity, but Stoic philosophy teaches us to step back and view such moments with calm detachment. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This timeless wisdom invites us to focus not on the critique itself, but on how we choose to react. When faced with unfair criticism, the instinctive response is often to defend ourselves, explain, or even retaliate. But what if we chose silence instead? Silence in these moments isn't about passivity or submission. It's a deliberate act of self-control. It allows us to pause, assess the situation objectively, and respond thoughtfully rather than emotionally. Take this example. Imagine you've worked tirelessly on a project at work, only to have your boss criticize it harshly during a team meeting. The critique feels personal and unwarranted, leaving you frustrated and embarrassed. Your immediate reaction might be to argue or point out the flaws in their judgment, but instead you take a breath, remain silent, and listen. Later, in a calm and private setting, you seek clarification and ask for constructive feedback. This measured approach not only preserves your professionalism, but also demonstrates maturity and composure. Epictetus, another great Stoic thinker, advises, if someone speaks badly of you, live so that none will believe it. This profound idea reminds us that our actions, not our words, are the ultimate defense against unfair criticism. Instead of engaging in reactive arguments, let the quality of your work and the integrity of your character speak louder. Unfair criticism often says more about the critic than it does about us. It may stem from their insecurities, misunderstandings, or even an intent to provoke. By choosing silence, you refuse to give their words power over your peace of mind. As the Bible teaches in Proverbs 15 verse 1, a gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. Silence in this context is the gentlest and most profound response, but silence doesn't mean ignoring feedback altogether. Even in unjust criticism, there can be nuggets of truth worth considering. Marcus Aurelius advises, if anyone can prove and show me that I think and act in error, I will gladly change it, for I seek the truth. Reflecting on criticism with humility allows us to grow while still maintaining our dignity. Here's a real-world perspective. Nelson Mandela endured decades of imprisonment, subjected to cruel and unjust treatment, yet he chose not to respond with anger or defensiveness. Instead, he used his silence to reflect, strategize, and emerge as a leader of peace and reconciliation. Mandela's ability to endure and transform unfair criticism into strength became a testament to the power of inner resilience. When you encounter unfair criticism in your own life, consider these practical steps grounded in Stoic philosophy. 1. Pause and reflect. Before reacting, take a moment to breathe and collect your thoughts. This helps you avoid impulsive responses driven by emotion. 2. Separate fact from emotion. Evaluate the criticism objectively. Is there any truth to it? If not, let it go. If there is, use it as a learning opportunity. 3. Respond with grace if necessary. Sometimes silence itself is enough. In other cases, a calm, respectful response can clarify misunderstandings and demonstrate your maturity. 4. Focus on what you can control. You cannot control the opinions or words of others, but you can control your reaction. Prioritize your peace of mind over the need for validation. 5. Let your actions speak. Continuously strive for excellence in your work and relationships. Over time, your character and achievements will outweigh any unfair criticism. Unfair criticism can be a powerful teacher if we allow it. By embracing silence, we not only protect our peace, but also project a quiet strength that commands respect. As Marcus Aurelius famously said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." The next time you're criticized unfairly, remember, silence is not weakness. It's a shield, a strategy, and a testament to your inner strength. By choosing thoughtful silence, you rise above the noise and pave the way for personal growth and wisdom. Let your silence be louder than any words spoken against you. It may just be the most profound and impactful response of all. Conclusion. In a world dominated by noise, where every second demands a response, silence emerges as a rare and profound virtue. Throughout this journey, we've uncovered 10 transformative situations where choosing silence isn't just wise, it's powerful. Whether facing unfair criticism, dealing with anger, or navigating overwhelming emotions, silence has proven to be a tool for growth, wisdom, and strength. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic philosopher, reminds us, be silent for the most part, or if you speak, say only what is necessary and in few words. This advice carries timeless relevance. Silence is not about passivity or avoidance. It's an intentional choice that creates space for reflection, clarity, and thoughtful action. It allows us to rise above the noise, to act with purpose, and to focus on what truly matters. C.S. Lewis beautifully describes silence as a foundation for growth. Silence, far from being a void, can be the place where great things begin. It is in the quiet moments that we find clarity, process our emotions, and uncover deeper truths about ourselves and the world around us. Silence gives us the strength to respond with wisdom rather than impulse, transforming challenges into opportunities for growth. As we've seen in these lessons, silence is more than the absence of words. It is a force for change. It allows us to rise above petty conflicts, to shield ourselves from unnecessary pain, and to inspire respect and admiration from those around us. From the example of Nelson Mandela's dignified silence in the face of injustice to Galileo's quiet resolve amidst ignorance, history teaches us that silence often carries more power than words ever could. The Bible also encourages us to embrace silence as a path to wisdom and peace. Proverbs 17:28 reminds us, "Even a fool is thought wise if he keeps silent, and discerning if he holds his tongue." This profound truth underscores the value of restraint in a world eager to fill every pause with chatter. Now imagine the impact silence could have on your own life. What if you chose silence over impulsive reactions, over needless arguments, or over the urge to defend yourself against every slight? How might this transform your relationships, your career, and your sense of inner peace? Let this journey into the art of silence inspire you to embrace it more fully. Practice listening more than speaking. Pause before reacting. Reflect before responding. Allow your silence to be a statement of confidence, wisdom, and grace. As you go forward, let these words from Marcus Aurelius guide you. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Let your thoughts, and the silence that nurtures them, lead you toward a life of purpose and peace. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of silence. If you found this journey meaningful, please like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to our channel for more insights into Stoic wisdom and practical tools for personal growth. Together, let's embrace the power of silence to transform our lives and inspire those around us. Silence speaks louder than words. Let it guide you to a life of strength, clarity, and enduring peace.